Are you suffering from apexitis? Do you often miss the podium when you know you could be on it? Are you not reaching your full potential as a driver? Ask your doctor if construction is right for you. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, winning more races, faster lap times, better car control, better racecraft, finishing on the podium. For faster lap times, ask your doctor today about construction.
Hello and welcome to round number 2 of the Precision Racing Instruction Formula Indy Series from Monza. This is the Monza Grand Prix here in the Formula Indy Series. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here tonight, but our main broadcaster not able to make it. A little bit of an emergency, but we're here and gonna have a little bit different voice. This is Matt Houston in the booth. Actually, one of the drivers here finished 6th in last week's race, but I will be in the broadcast booth here tonight. This race is brought to you by Spratti Motorsport. You'll see their name in the top right. Picked this track, one of our Italian-American drivers as well as team owners here. And we are about 8 minutes left in qualifying. We've got a really full field, almost a full field here tonight, with Chris Hill currently out on the track. Dory Ricciuti at the top of the chart. He will be getting a start from the pits, though, from contact in the previous race. Nate Siefker also really quick here, getting locked up under the braking into the turn 1 section. Dan Piazza also will be getting a penalty starting from the pits here really fast here from Club Italy. No surprise that he'd be quick here, as Caleb Bensi from the team Race First goes P3 at the moment. Let's see, Gavin Sanders, really strong last week, not currently having set a time. I don't see our winner from last week either. But he's out on the track now, using a little bit of strategy play here. But yeah, let me know who you're looking for out in the chat here tonight. Let me know, and I'll make sure to cover your favorite drivers. They have a 15-minute solo session where they're able to set lap times here. There's JJ coming out of the pits here, newcomer to these Indy cars, back on the iRacing service after a long hiatus is JJ. I know he's got some fans out in the chat. Has joined the Driveline team as of this week. Teammates with Cody Glaborn here in the purple Driveline car out here on red tires. We might have, currently, provisional poll is Dan Piazza and Dory Ricciuti. And like I said, they'll be starting from the pits. So very interesting At least assuming they want to not receive a further penalty, they will be starting from the pits. Hannes Schlogel out here today. He had some connection issues last week. Really fast here, currently in P8. And we'll see if there's anybody else out here setting lap times. We've got Pete Donchak talking to Pete earlier. He's just going to try to make it to the end of this one and put in a solid drive. We've got 34 cars currently in the field here tonight. This is the Precision Racing Instruction Formula Indy Series from Monza over in Italy. Dakota jumps up the board there, goes P16, 4 minutes to go in qualifying. Gavin Sanders is going to try to set the fastest lap on the low temperatures. This session starts in the afternoon. Every kind of 5 to 10 minutes of time, the track temperature is just slowly going down, and that's basically the strategy to have out here. He is our champion, Gavin Sanders, of the previous season, and looking to rebound from last week when he had an unfortunate incident with another driver as he was lapping and leading the field. Ended up finishing, I believe, like 28th, something like that. Speaking of that, let's go through our driver standings. Julian Altena, they're currently leader of the board here. Liam Quinn there, P2. Both those drivers not able to attend tonight. They're okay, though, because we do have one drop week, meaning drivers are allowed to miss a week, and that won't affect their championship. Nate Siefker, really strong last week, P3. Caleb Bensi, P4. Dan Piazza, P5, as we see he's currently at the top of the board. Myself, P6, not going to be there after today. Alex Vandazan, P7. Rodrigo Munoz, P8. Dori Ricciuti, P9. Chris Hill, P10. Let's see what Gavin Sanders can do. He's gone P3 at the moment. 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying. We've added a short little warm-up session that will allow our other broadcaster had some issues getting the entire grid because we have such a large field out here to get that entire grid in here on the board. Julian Altena coming into the session here now. Our winner from last week coming in late. He was late last week, though, into the session, and he's going to be trying to put in a lap here. He's going to have one hot lap to count here, as the laps are about 90 seconds. Gary has had an emergency there, Tony, so unfortunately not able to broadcast this race. And I'm not able to drive either. Gavin Sanders puts in another lap. That one, it must have had an off track because that did not count. And I think that's going to be all she wrote about this one. Let's look at Julian, what he can do. He's got 60 seconds to put in a lap here. And then we'll have a couple minutes warm up where we can go through the grid. Got 20 seconds for Julian to put in a lap in. I don't know if he's going to make it. It's going to be really tight if he is. Clock is going to tick down. He might have a couple seconds. And no, he does not. That is going to be a start at the back of the pack for Julian Altena there. So we're going to go through a short warm-up here, and let's go through the grid. So this is the I'm Not Yelling, I'm Italian Grand Prix from Monza. Our pole sitter, starting from the pits, is going to be Dan Piazza, followed by Dori Ricciuti, also starting from the pits. Gavin Sanders, P3, Nate Siefker, P4. They're both basically going to be the front row. Caleb Bensi, P5. Chris Hill, P6. Rodrigo Munoz, P7. Alex Van de Zandt, P8. Hannes Schlogel in P9. Armando Edwards, P10. Kyle DeMarc, P11. Jeff Groff, P12. Cristobal Valenzuela in P13, Zachary Flom, P14, Evan Zalesnik, P15, Carson Ziebart, P16, Dakota DeMade, one of our admins here in the series, in P17, Cody Claiborne, who really likes this track, in P18, David Nudemaker, P19, Adam Wright, just joining earlier today, P20, Zachary Reardon, P21, Nick Goyette, Honorary Zachary, I believe, in P22, Hugo Gallas, Connor Baldwin, Jason Freer, Christian Jasper, Christian Gritzko, Gonzalo Munoz, P28, Pete Donchak putting in a 1 minute 33.753 in 29th, Alexander Ball, P30, and going to be rounding out our field of 34 cars here tonight. Chris Kresge there in 31st. Didn't realize Chris was in here. Julian Altena, P32. JJ Wang in P33. Chris Morrill, P34. That is our grid here for the I'm Not Yelling, I'm Italian GP from Monza. Brought to you by Spratti Motorsport. Don't think they have a car here today. They hired a new driver, not able to attend this week's race, unfortunately. And we are just short of a bumping the field here. And we're going to be doing standing starts. We do standing starts here in the Formula Indy Series with the Indy cars. No problems in our series with any of that. We'll probably have a full wait here for our cars because we've got several cars that are starting from the pits. So we'll wait for all of our cars to grid. Basically, on the pole is Nate Siefker because, actually Gavin Sanders, because of the penalties for those drivers that were mentioned, Dan Piazza and Dori Ricciuti. Really unfortunate for them to get a penalty last week at the Indy GP. And looks like we're about to go green here. There we go. Heading down, there's going to be a lot of racing here into turn one. Siefker takes the lead. We hope everybody gets through here making wide moves. Let's go up. Now let's keep it here. Slowly out of the corner there. We've got several drivers going straight. Dakota DeMade is around, maybe got some help there. And I see our fastest cars going straight lining the first corner. But Nate Siefker leads here at Monza. We're going to be running 42 laps, not a timed race here. There we go. Gavin Sanders right on the gearbox of Siefker. Alex Van de Zandt having a heck of a start here, up from P8 to P3. Caleb Bensi under attack from Chris Hill. Looks like we might be having some blinking from drivers there. Going on board from Gavin Sanders here. First lap of 42 laps. They're going to be running about 14 lap stints here. And I do believe that Jasper started from the pits, but I have to double check all that. Ooh, Seifker having an issue. That's going to put Gavin Sanders in the lead. We see more cars coming through here. I believe that is Kyle DeMarc there with having some blinking issues there, so we have to keep an eye on that as the race progresses here. Chris Hill, Van de Zandt there in P3 putting the attack on Seifker. So tire strategies here is Sanders and Seifker took the red tires. Van de Zandt started on the black tires, so really interesting strategy that might put Alex into a really good position here as the race continues. JJ Wang up to P16 at the moment. Heck of a start for JJ, under attack from Christian Gritzko. Oh, we've got a car in Ascari there, looped around. That appeared to be Connor Baldwin. And I see Domark there continues to have connection issues. I know he had connection issues at the very beginning of the race. Oh, right, almost contact between Domark and Armando Edwards. In fact, some damage coming off of this car. Edmonds will have to have a look at that after the race, most likely. Oh, and Gavin Sanders into the wall. Not sure what happened there. We're going to get a replay of this. I think there might have been a lapped car, another lapped car here. We had the P9 car. That is Rodrigo Munoz, causing issues for our leader again here for Gavin Sanders, but he's able to continue for the moment. That puts Seifker into the lead, 2.5 seconds over Van de Zandt. Chris Hill in P3. That's all over Van de Zandt. Van de Zandt on those black tires. Caleb Bensi in P4. Chris Hill's going to look inside up there over Van de Zandt. Going to take over the second position. Caleb Bensi taking the black tires at the start of this race. So the first two cars are on the reds, third and fourth are on the blacks. We had a car in the wall. That is JJ Wang out of the chicane there into the Armco barrier. Able to continue, no front wing though. That's going to force a pit stop. Chris Hill in P2, 2.5 seconds back from Seifker. Caleb Bensi taking over the third spot. I think we had an issue. Van de Zandt having an issue. He's off at Ascari. See if we can figure out what happened there. Oh, he was already damaged going into Ascari and just straight lines it. And he will be heading into the pit lane. So we mentioned JJ now into the pits. We can see JJ getting that new front wing. Not quite correctly into his box, but so far so good. Our title sponsor of the series, their team, Precision Racing Instruction, currently in P2. Caleb Bensi, P3. Armando Edwards. There's a couple lap cars in the way up here between Bensi and Edwards. That is the 84 car. I believe that is Gales and Munoz there. They're in 25th and 26th position in the middle between Armando and Bensi there. Jeff Groff into P5 for the Pac East team, teamed with Christian Jasper. Hannes Schlogel in P6. I believe Schlogel is running for the RIL team speed in this one. Cody Claiborne up to P7. Heck of a run by Cody here. Zachary Flom got several cars running inside here. As that's JJ coming out of the pits here. Watch out. Seifka currently 6 laps completed in control of this one. Last lap for Chris Hill was about 3/10 down. Caleb Bensi on these black tires, kind of just struggling to maintain speed with those. He's going to come under pressure from Armando Edwards. Armando's gotten around Gales and Munoz there as they exit Ascari. Jeff Groff there. Another car off at the chicane back there. This is Dakota DeMade in P16. We know he had an off. Julian Altena up to 11th already. He is making a move on Connor Baldwin. Looks like Gavin Sanders has called it a day for the moment anyway. We'll see if he returns to the track. And Armando Edwards here in P4 has caught up to Caleb Bensi here. Caleb is on push to pass to prevent any move from happening from Armando back there. So these tires, the black tires might start to come into to be the favored tire as the run goes on for these stints. The red tire is faster at the beginning. The black tire is a little bit slower at the beginning, and then hear that sound of that pace car in the pits there. Dan Piazza here who had our fastest lap in qualifying, had to start from the pits, has made it up to 12th position. He's got Connor Baldwin right ahead of him, and we know that Piazza is fast. Fastest in practice on Sunday, and fastest here in both the practice session before the race and qualifying. Checking out this battle for the final podium position between Edwards and Bensi. Jeff Groff coming under attack from Schlegel there as well. Groff is the first car in this pack. There is a lapped car in between here. I believe that is that Munoz, or was that, yeah, that's Munoz there in between. There's Schlegel here. Cody Claiborne. Munoz lets Schlegel go by, and now Schlegel will set his sights on Jeff Groff up there. It becomes a little bit difficult for these cars that have taken the red tires, because these red tires are going to start to come off, and these other cars that, even if they're lap cars that are running black tires, might not be ideal here. See JJ Wang in the pits as well. Might have had to retire. That gap between first, second, and third, although it's maintaining right now, it is closing slightly. Chris Hill has the fastest lap of these lead cars so far. Really running the inside line on this straightaway here. 10 laps complete here. We're expecting stints. You can divide it by 3 this race. 3 stints, 14 laps each. Christian Gritzko on the push to pass here. Looks to take inside of Flom there. Zelesnik back in 19th. He was one of our other cars that started from the pits as well. Adam Wright, I mentioned earlier, he was one of our new drivers to come to the series. Pete Donchak up from 29th to 17th. Alex Van Zandt has repaired that damage that he had on his front wing. Unfortunately for Alex, these pit cycles are going to be really tight, so he's going to have to turn to a 3-stopper at this point, having made that early pit stop. Seifker leads. Caleb Bensi is gapping into Chris Hill's speeds at the moment, though. It is down to, well, Chris Hill is also gapping into Seifker's pit speeds as well. Let's go on board with Hill. Going to be having pit cycles here in the next 3 laps. And yeah, if you didn't join us, but joined us last week, and you might be hearing a different voice. Gary Godso had a slight issue. He was supposed to be broadcasting for us. Unfortunately, he got me this week, but hopefully we have Gary back here next week for Laguna Seca. That lead for Seifker is down to 1.5 seconds at the moment. Let's see. Okay, Seifker is actually using a defensive push to pass as he sees that lead just going away ever so slightly. Look at this long line of cars on the straightaway here. This is Julian Altena. They're all already moving up from 32nd starting position to P10. He's got Zachary Flom for position there in P9. Lap cars wisely getting out of the way there for our lead lap cars. I think that Chris Hill had a slight bobble because he's dropped back from the lead and he's coming into the clutches of Caleb Bensi here in P3. I see we have some fans in the crowd of our lead car. Let us know about that in the chat. I'm not 100% sure what our sponsor is on that car. Nate Seifker in P1. Midwest Kidney Warriors, is that what it is? Kidney disease awareness? Bensi just 1.3 back from Chris Hill, but I'm going to have a look here. We've got Ritzko looking to make a move on Schlegel there, and he's going to make that move into the turn 1 chicane. Gets it hard on the brakes there. Julian Altena there moving up into the 9th position over Flom. We saw that battle earlier. Chris Kresge in that RIL Schaefer's entry here. Schaefer's Oil. That is I'll be broadcasting that one tomorrow night from Spa Francorchamps in the IndyCars. This is the RIL Series. Christoph Kresge there driving this entry here. Oh, we've got that car ahead of him having an off there into the kitty litter. Caleb Bensi right on Chris Hill now. These guys know each other from last season. Had some worthy battles here. Oh, and Chris Hill dives into the pits. That is a lap earlier than I thought he could make it. I'd go one more lap is what I thought. The strategy was pretty solid at a 14 laps, so really interesting. Caleb just needs to push it here, try to do the overcut. Thanks for confirming Midwest Kidney Warriors on our P1 car. Nate is one of our rookie drivers here in the series. A lot of our drivers you'll see are by their name. That you can see most of our drivers here in the top 15 or so are veteran drivers, but we have a few, and our leader is a rookie driver here in the Formula Indy Series, and he is currently in a commanding victory, or a commanding lead here over Caleb Bensi. So in that series I'll be broadcasting tomorrow, the Reddit IndyCar League, RIL. Caleb's actually the champion from that league the last 2 seasons. It's going to be tough for him to win that one this season, though. Dakota DeMade is currently leading that. I think we're going to see pit stops from our lead lap cars now. Here we go. No, we're going to stay out. Very interesting. They think they can make it one more lap, apparently. So I guess that puts Hill, who came out in 11th position, behind Connor Baldwin, who's plenty up the track. So we've got about a 2 or 3 lap window for that pit cycle. That last lap for Bensi, about a second faster than Siefker here. Those tires on Siefker's car really exhausted, those red tires are. I think Armando Edwards also had a bit of a bobble back here because he is about 3.5 seconds back from Bensi. Cody Claiborne here, heck of a run by Cody in P4. Julian Alton there, now running a P5. Running the Team VOR Entry Velocity Online Racing League. We do not broadcast this league, but I happen to be one of the admins along with Julian in that league, and we run on Saturday nights. Sponsored one of our races last season. Briscoe right here. Ooh, we've got a bobble there by Julian Alton, our championship leader at the moment, in Ascari. Let's get a replay of this as we're about to have some pit stops coming up here. What happened to Julian here? Jinxton. Oh, he took too much curb on that one. Way too much curb, but he keeps it off of the barrier, keeps it going. And we've got Siefker in the pits, Bensi right behind him. Armando also there. Siefker is going to maintain the lead. Hill's going to be coming down. See if this overcut works for Hill. He's right there, hard under the brakes into turn 1 chicane. Our battle for the lead is right there. Caleb Bensi stuck behind a lapped car. I think that might be, that wasn't Piazza, but that was one of the other cars from the Old Dogs team. I think that was Dory Ricciuti there. Yes, it was. And Hill's going to get around, or maintain his gap on Bensi. Bensi's going to be on the reds now, battling. He's got, again, that lap car in the way, a little bit close there. Through the Lesmos they go, but let's look at our battle for the lead here. Both our front runners, first and second, on the black tires now. I think Hill is just setting up a pass for the lead here. He is right on that gearbox into Parabolica. I just said that really oddly. Parabolica. No push to passes for Hill there. He's going to try this the old-fashioned way, maybe. Opts to not go for any pass. Maybe opting to go for a little bit of fuel strategy here. As they come up on the 72 lapped car. And the Aston Martin livery there. This is not Formula 1, this is the Formula Indy Series. Ricciuti, I think, just had an issue there with that lapped car coming over on him. Oh yeah, oh, that lapped car had an off there. This is the battle for the lead, Chris Hill and Seca. Van de Zandt is up to 5th, but he is 12 laps into his stint because he's going to have to pit another round here momentarily. Jeff Groff in 6th, Cody Claiborne back in 7th, Schlegel P8, Flom in P9. Gritzko having a really good. He shared his an image of his new sim rig today. Really impressive stuff. Piazza here up to 11th after starting from the pits. With his speed, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him get into the top 5 and the next. We're not even halfway through this race. This is going to be our longest road course race of the season. Julian Altena had that off in Ascari earlier. Now putting the pressure back on Connor Baldwin. Nunemaker getting around a lapped car there. Or that was actually before position. That was Munoz he was getting around. Back to the lead. Seifker still leads. Midwest Kidney Warriors car. Sounds like a really good cause. I see Zalesnik on push to pass, but that is just trying to make some lap time because he has the leader right on his rear, closing fast, and he doesn't want to go a lap down. There's the leader. Looks like we've got Dakota DeMade might have an issue with that front tire there. A little bit of damage. Oh, Hill having an issue here maybe. Because Bensi, well, some of my stats here are incorrect. There we go, it just updated. Seifker still in the lead. Oh wait, yes we do. Hill into the barrier. Ah, man, let's get a replay of that. Through the second Lesmo. Not sure what happened here. Rear end, and he catches it, but right into the Armco barrier. Really tough for Chris Hill there. Really tough. Really good evasive action by Caleb Bensi there. Way to hold the brakes there, Chris. Oof, that is tough. That was for our title sponsor of the series. Getting it all wrong in Ascari. That puts Armando Edwards into 3rd and Caleb Bensi into 2nd. And Seifker now 3 seconds ahead. Hill is towing his car. We do have one faster pair in the series on the road courses. So Caleb Benzie in P2, he has the favored tire at the moment, but we'll see how he can use that. But I'm going to try to go find some other battles in this field. Piazza has gotten up to 7th here, getting around Schlegel and Flom. And that puts us halfway through this race. Well, I'm getting a really good slipstream on Schlegel here. Schlegel taking a little bit of a defensive line into turn 1. It's going to compromise his exit a little bit here. Really good run either way for Flom. Flom is right there on Schlegel. So it looks like we've got 5 of the top 10 cars, if I'm counting it correctly. No, 4 of the top 10 cars are rookies here in the series. And since we're halfway through this race, let me give a player commercial from our title sponsor of the series, Precision Racing Instruction.
Are you suffering from apexitis? Do you often miss the podium when you know you could be on it? Are you not reaching your full potential as a driver? Ask your doctor if construction is right for you. Side effects may include, but are not limited to, winning more races, faster lap times, better car control, better racecraft, finishing on the podium. For faster lap times, ask your doctor today about construction.
All right, we are back. Not really an advantage up here at the front of the field for Caleb Benzie running these red tires. He's running equal lap times to Siefker up here, both running a minute 34 lap. Mondo Edwards in P3. Oh, we've got Groff. Was that Groff or there's a couple of cars that look very similar out here, as well as Jasper. I think that was. Saw him earlier. I was getting mixed up with those guys. Now we've got Schlegel here. Flom all over Schlegel. He's gonna look on the outside into Ascari. This is gonna be tough. Schlegel decides to opt for not battling too hard on that one. Car behind Schlegel is not for position. I think that's Ricciuti, but I'm not 100% sure. No, it was not. Is that Piazza? No, it was not there either. Cristobal, maybe? No. And he is going to be into the pits. Battle continues between Schlegel and Flom here. Let's see here. We've got Van de Zandt in the pits here. DeMade also had a really long pit. He's in 25th. He's going to be a 3 laps down from this. Van de Zandt also in the pits. Looks like he's towing. that gap. Seifker able to do even faster laps on these black tires versus the reds here. Armando Edwards has really dropped back pretty far from Bensi, though. He's 13 seconds back. Groff in fourth, 6 seconds back from there. Cody Claiborne, 3.5 seconds back from Groff. Dan Piazza there. Going to be putting the pressure on Cody Claiborne here in a moment. Going on board with Piazza. Going to be looking for the next cycle of pit stops here. Another couple laps, lap 27, 28. One of our lap cars getting out of the way for Piazza here. Piazza working on Cody Claiborne through the Lesmos. This is the second Lesmo. Right where we saw Chris Hill have that crash earlier in the race. Let's go back on board with Dan Piazza here. Into the Ascari chicane. Have to be really careful not to hit too much of that curb on that inside curb back there. And into Parabolica here. Dan's going to throw it up the inside. And he's going to have that position. But is Cody going to come back? Try to do the over and under on him. Piazza is on his push to pass defensively here. Cody's going to dive inside. Into turn one, he thinks better of it, can't quite get there. A really good battle between Cody Claiborne and Dan Piazza here. Really awesome run. A little bit deceiving there, saying that Dan is in the first position, or started first, because he actually started last due to a penalty from last week. Or he started from the pits anyway. Our Italian drivers and Dan Piazza and Doria Ricciuti really setting the bar here in qualifying. Tough break for them to have that penalty. Adam Wright, about a half a second back from Connor Baldwin. This battle is for position here. These cars are a lap down. Here's the car that I was getting mixed up earlier. It was Pete Donchak here. Kind of reminds me of the Pack East cars, right? I'll switch over to them in a moment. It looks a little bit like a Lola MasterCard car. Hugo Gal is being really defensive on his defending there. I'd say that's probably okay, since he's not, Pete's not actually trying to make a pass there. But I was going to mention here, so Pete's car, I get it mixed up with Jeff Groff's car, and that's a little bit different. Cyber Power PC on the side of Jeff Groff's Pack East car here. He's going to be coming under pressure from Dan Piazza, even though Dan's like 3.5 seconds back. Dan is on a move here. Let's see here. Dan's on the black tires. Does not have the fastest lap of the race. That is our current leader, has the fastest lap of the race. Christoph Kresge going a lap down. Where is he here? Just going a lap down. Started 31st, he's in 11th, so that's a heck of a run by Christoph here. He'll get a kick out of me calling him that because he's Christopher. Yeah, near death experience recently, but he's back, he's ready to go. Schaefer's Oil RIL car, Revolution Indy League. Adam Wright got around Connor Baldwin there. Let me see if that just happened. Nah, that had happened previously, so I don't have a replay of that one to bring up. Alex Van is back on the track here. He's having a rough day here. Couple untimed pit stops here. I think he's going to have one more before the end of this show. Thanks for everybody for tuning in tonight. This is the Italian Grand Prix from Monza. Actually, let me get that corrected. It's the I'm Not Yelling, I'm Italian Grand Prix, sponsored by Spratti Motorsport. And they get to decide the track here this week. So if you want to blame anybody for having this track on the schedule, that's who you got to blame. I was telling the guys that this is probably the most difficult road course on the schedule, just because the cars are going to run lower downforce here with these really long straightaways. So that makes it, even on the slow corners, makes it a little bit more difficult to drive. But we've got 25 of our 34 starters are still running on the track. Again, Seca and Bensi are running pretty equal laps, so Bensi might have just feels like, you know, this is about all he's got, particularly on these tires. He stays out. Gonna make it one more lap here. Zalesnik, last of the cars on the lead lap here, or actually just having gone a lap down, pardon me. 10 cars on the lead lap. Nunemaker, last car, about 20 seconds ahead of the leader. Jeff Groff has hit the pit lane. So has Cody Claiborne, Schlegel, and Flom. Looks like Altena back there as well. Trying to figure out, oh, Hill had to retire, it appears, so he's out of this one. Bensi on push to pass, trying to make a little bit of ground up. So this is going to be interesting. So Seifker and Bensi, which tires do they opt for this final stint? And Seifker stays out. Does Bensi stay out? No, he's going to opt for the pits here. I have to imagine if Seifker is going long that he's going to go with the reds. Let's see what Bensi does. Looks like Bensie's going to go with the red tires for the final stint here. Only going to be a 12-lap stint. I have to imagine Seifker is going to do the same thing. Piazza and Edwards still out here. One more lap just with Seifker as well. Cody Claiborne on push to pass. Schlegel also coming out of Parabolica on push to pass. So here's interesting thing. A lot of these drivers have not used much of their push to pass as Seifker hits the pit lane. Seifker has 8 pushes left. Edwards has 9. Bensie has 6. Piazza has 7. Piazza in Parabolica, he's got to be hitting the pit lane here in a moment too. There he is. It's about down to 40 miles an hour this pit lane is. There we go. So, it actually looks like Seifker is going to take the black tires to the end here. Big gap to Bensie. Not sure what happened there, but Bensie... Okay, here it's coming down, so it's 4 seconds. That's about what it was at the start of this, but we'll see what Bensie can do with these fresh red tires. Seifker opting for the black tires to the end. The black tires are what they call the primary tire. They last a little bit longer. Red tires are more grippy, but they'll be fast at the beginning of the stint, slower at the end of the stint. Got the 12 car there. That is Alexander Ball for Team Watson. Dakota DeMade up there ahead of the leader. Dakota's on his push to pass here. You got about 11 laps to go. He's got 7 pushes, so you might as well use them. Seifker using one of them here. Having kind of the same thought that I had just there with Dakota. If you have them, you got to use them. There's no real fuel saving here. Piazza about 7 seconds back from Edwards. Let's see if he can push and try to get on the podium here. He's opting for the red tires. I will say that coming down to it, he's probably driver of the day here because he got the pole, had to start from the pits, and he's made it back to that 4th position. Let's see if we can get a podium so we can get to talk to him. Lap traffic ahead of our leader here. That, I believe, is DeMade and Baldwin there. The leader had to split them. Might have been Ball instead of DeMade. Let's see. No, it was not. Jasper having the pit there. He is exiting now. Last lap for Seifker. Fastest lap of the race. Minute 32.3. He's using all the push to passes that he has, it seems like. And plus he had, as we're about 10 laps to go here. About 15 minutes left in the race at this point. Believe that was Christian Jasper getting out of the way of Bensi there. Yes, it was Christian there in the 19th position. So one tough break was what happened to Gavin Sanders there. He really should have been up here in this fight. It would have been a good one with Seifker and Bensi and all these guys here. So we're tough break for Sanders. Stewards between races will have to have a look at that one. Altena in 7th, getting around Flom again for this race. We are pretty spread out at the moment. Anybody else we want to talk about, if you let me know in the chat, anybody that's still running anyway, which is everybody on that leaderboard on the left in the top 23. Is just about everybody that's running. So if you have a favorite driver that we haven't focused on tonight, let us know. Adam Wright having an issue here. Oh, is Kresge back there also having issues? It's like there was some oil laid down back there, but there was not, because we don't do that sort of thing. Let's see here. Adam Wright, what happened to you out here? I think this was just in the second Lesmo. We saw Chris Hill having an issue there earlier in the race. Yeah, but this is a little bit different. He hit the inside barrier. And then let's see if we can find him. Kresge had the same kind of deal here. He had a shallow entry into the first Lesmo. Got into the kitty litter. He saw that injured car up there. Nearly looped it. He kept it going. Good on him. That's why he didn't have any damage. Might have some floor damage, that kind of thing. Gap to the leader has come down slightly, 3.8 seconds. I think if I was a better broadcaster, I'd try to pump up this battle at 4 seconds here. Bensi on the red tires, Seifker on the blacks. But honestly, it doesn't quite look like it's going to materialize, but we'll keep an eye on it. Bensi's got, I think that's Gales ahead of him. Maybe Munoz. It's Munoz. Teammates there. One of them is the 84. One of them is the 8 car. Let's Bensi go. Piazza has brought that gap to Edwards down about 2 seconds, but We'll see how that goes till the end of the race here. Our leader with 7 laps to go, about 6.5 laps to go, maybe even less at this point, is Nate Seifker. Thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. This is the Precision Racing Instruction Formula Indy Series. We run standing starts, primarily road course schedule. We've got one oval coming up in a few weeks' time, about a month. I believe it's September 21st, so whatever the math is on that, 27 days, something like that. Equal laps by Seifker and Betsy, though, and I think Seifker has the advantage of these black tires lasting longer through the stint. Piazza's best lap during the race, actually, let's see, oh wow, it was really close. So Seifker has the fastest lap of the race, 1:32. Let's show this on the screen if we can. Best laps of the race, so you can see 1:32.374. Then we've got Piazza with a 5:25. See, everybody else is like at a 33:34. These are about, I was looking into it today, Formula 2 kind of speeds. Like back in 2020, Formula 2 qualified at 1:31. That was qualifying. So low fuel. And the race, they'd be a couple seconds off of that. So right about where we are, even though these cars have a little bit more horsepower than those cars have. Pretty big gaps for everybody here, so not really a battle we can watch. A lot of these drivers are using up all the push to pass that they have remaining. Zelesnik on push to pass into turn 1. You can see that green light. Let's go. Piazza, he's on it right now too. You can see that green LED light on the dash there on the wheel, on the bottom of the screen. And we're about 5 laps to go here. Might be coming to 4 as Seifker crosses the line. About 12 or 13 miles to go. Let me think here. It's about maybe 14 miles to go here at Monza and the Indy cars. Seifker using his last push to pass here, just entirely defensively. And don't want to jinx him, but we're going to be getting an interview with him here in 4 laps time if he holds it together till the end. Don't want to broadcast or jinx him. through Ascari. Here we go. Just gonna stay on board with Seifker here. Come on, he had a blink there. He's got one push to pass remaining. Caleb Bensi on push to pass. So next week we'll be at Weathertech Raceway, Laguna Seca. Same time, same place. A little bit different kind of course though. Rolling hills of California, right on the coast there. And the infamous corkscrew at the top of the hill. A very difficult place to pass. A lot different than this track. The long straightaways, that's very short straightaways, honestly. Looks like Seifker was slowed up by some lap traffic there. Gap to the lead has come down, but that's just because of lap traffic, I believe. It's come down to about 3 seconds. We're gonna have 2 laps to go here. Piazza's brought that gap to a mondo, 4.5 seconds at this point. Probably a little bit too late there. Altena has made it to 6th position here, getting around Cody Claiborne. Last lap for Claiborne had I think he had an off because it was a minute 42. Presky having an issue right at the end here. Let's see what happened to him. Might have been in Ascari. Looks like it was. He might have done similar to what Altena did earlier in the race, where he caught too much curb. Let's see what happens here. Exactly. And he impacts that barrier. Keeps it going, though. But has to pit right at the end here. White flag coming out. 1 lap to go. Gap has come down to 3 seconds. And we have some lap traffic in front of Seifker. I don't think we want to have any trouble with this lap traffic here. Armando Edwards still has 9 push to passes remaining. I'll have to ask him about that in the podium interview here. But let's take us home there from Seifker. Heck of a run by him in his 2nd Formula Indy Series start. Halfway through the lap. Exiting the Lesmos. 1 more run through Ascari. I believe that is Nunemaker right ahead of him. Gonna be the last car on the lead lap. And Nate Seifker is going to take his first Formula Indy Series win from Monza. He's happy about it. And Caleb Bensey's going to finish second. Armando Edwards coming out of the Parabolica, and he'll make it home in third. See if we get any donuts or celebration from Nate here, and we'll be getting our podium interview going here in a moment. There we go. In the off area in the turn 1 chicane is a very happy Nate Seifker. Well, we'll get our podium interview set up. We'll be right back. And that'll take about 30 seconds or so until these drivers get up here. And we'll hear what they have to say about this one. Congrats, though, to Nate. All right, I see Nate there. Let's see if we can bring him up here. Hey, Nate, this is Matt up in the booth. Not in the driver's seat today, but I got a copy. Not getting any voice from Nate. He might have it on push to talk, or he might not have it set up anyway. So we'll give him a moment to get settled. Probably blast us out once he gets that actually ready to go. Nate, do I have a copy? I'll put you down in the waiting room and we'll get an interview with our second place finisher there. Give you one moment to figure that out. Hey, Caleb, this is Matt in the booth. I got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Well, tell me about your race. It's kind of interesting having the front row lockout, having to start from the pits, but you got a battle with Hill. Probably didn't quite have enough. Nate was really fast on those primary tires. Did you have anything for him, or did it just fade away as the race went on?
I do think I had something for him. I kind of threw it all away, though, after the first pit stop. I was expecting like pretty cool tires and a little less grip, and going into the the second chicane, it gripped up a lot more than I thought, and I hit the curb pretty hard and somehow held on to it. But I lost probably about 2 or 3 seconds just right there, and I mean the finish ended up being 2.7. So I actually do think I had something, which was kind of odd because he kind of, at least from my point of view, I really don't know, but. I was actually closing into him on the end of the runs, even though he was on blacks and I was on reds. So I don't know if I could have pushed the reds a little harder or not, but I mean, that little moment I think cost me. I don't know if I would have got by him, but I feel like it definitely would have been closer.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit more entertaining battle for the lead there. He, I don't know how he's done it. I'll have to ask him about it, but he did a minute 32.374 on black tires apparently. Like early in the run. So well, I guess you guys did stretch the fuel a little bit further than I thought you would. So you actually he didn't have as much fuel at the end. He didn't have the full 14 laps. It was more like, I don't know, 10 or 11 laps, something like that. But yeah, heck of a run here. This is good for the championship run and getting that going. I think Nate's going to take over the lead, but with Julian finishing 6th, and obviously bad luck for Gavin again. Well, next race is going to be WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Any thoughts going there? Have you raced it in the IndyCar before? Or we did a preseason race there, didn't we?
Yeah, that's the only time I've ever raced there. So it's a fun track. It's tricky to get the setup right or the feel right, but I like the flowing up and down type tracks and everything. And so this was the complete opposite of that. So I'm actually really happy to get a second place. But yeah, looking forward to those type of tracks and specifically Laguna. So glad to get through here with a decent result. I really wasn't expecting that. But yeah, then move on to some more fun tracks.
Yeah, kind of like I said the whole time when I talked to you before the race, this is probably the hardest track of the season just because it's low downforce. And also, I guess when you get into the draft, like it's hard to get away from somebody. You didn't really have a problem with that, but it could have been a problem, like if you had somebody. Sure. Yeah. But anyway, a great run here tonight. Any shout outs, any thank yous, that kind of stuff. And hey, we'll see you tomorrow night for the RIL as well.
Yeah, busy week. But obviously, thanks to you and Race First. And I hope everything's good with Gary. And yeah, obviously, great broadcast as always. So, and then FunandFanny.com. Check out Custom Body Care, as always. Great products. And then any family, friends watching, I know there's definitely a few of you. So thanks again for watching. I'm glad to get a good podium, despite not being too confident going into it. So
yeah, and
glad I can come out.
Just missed out on the podium last week, but you got it here this week, and we're heading to Mazda. Well, I always want to say Mazda race.
Mazda,
yeah, it will always be that for me. Because that's what it was for the longest thing. But we'll see you next week at Laguna.
Yep, sounds good. Thank you.
All right, take care.
See ya.
Okay, well, let's see if we can talk to Nate. I hope he's got his mic set up. Hey, Nate, do I have a copy this time?
Right.
There we go. I heard something. Got any more, though?
Oh, I thought you wanted me to talk. I didn't know. I thought you had a question for me. Yeah, that's pretty fun.
I just wanted to hear tell me about your race. Tell me about, number one, what it was like starting, third on the grid, but actually kind of having the pole because the other two cars had starting from the pit penalties from the previous race. Tell me about that whole start and everything.
So really, it didn't affect the mentality on the start that much. Just 2 free positions is what it was. The start was fantastic, just how it was at Indy. No faults, no issues there. And then T1, lap 2, I defended probably when I shouldn't have, and I snagged the right front up a little bit and clobbered the curb. And I don't know what happened there with Gavin. It seemed like he got caught up with the lap car there on lap 4 or whatever. But from there, it wasn't very smooth. That first stint was pretty terrible in the reds. It was basically like an ice rink out there just trying to manage. And the other 2 sets were a lot easier to manage, thankfully. So that wasn't too terrible to try to deal with.
Yeah, that's something I noticed was, I don't know how you did it, but maybe a little bit of drafting helped, but you did a minute 32.374. That was the fastest lap of the race, but you did that on the black tires, not the red tires. So that was kind of surprising to me to see that.
Yeah, the bush to pass was, pretty key there. You having to use 4 of them to get there, but I wanted to say I had the fastest lap tonight, so I know with my pace, trying to conserve the tire, those first 2 stints, I didn't even get a chance to really push on the car. So that one lap I did, I just let's go for it, see if I can get that fastest lap in there, and I did. I don't know by how much of a margin it was, but it was pretty nice to get that fastest lap there, just to prove I did have some pace in the car, actually, not just luck being up front.
Yeah, so Dan, he ended up starting from the pits. He came up 4th. He was the second fastest lap, but you still got him by about 0.2. So, you can hang your whatever your hat on that, I guess is the saying. But yeah, I wish I was out there with you guys tonight, but Gary had a emergency of some sort, and I got brought up to the broadcast booth because that's what I also do over here on the Race First Broadcasting. So, but great run out here. We had one of your fans out there in the chat from Midwest Kidney Warriors. I think that's what's on the side of your car. You want to tell us anything about that? And that sounds like a really good cause.
Yeah, they're the Midwest Kidney Warriors. They're a great group of people founded by one of my coworkers I work with. His face was actually on the car, if you couldn't tell, Shane Blanchard. So Midwest Kidney Warriors, they're a really great support group helping people out. It's a nonprofit organization that helps people battling kidney disease, getting advice, that sort of stuff. So it's a really great group of people, great people running it as well. So I'm glad to have them on board for this season. And it should be hopefully more to come for them. And this is just to gain exposure for them because that's the big key with getting a living organ donor is exposure and trying to get it out there. So
Very cool. Sounds like a really worthy cause. Well, great run here tonight. So next week we're going to. I said it with Caleb, but I said Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. I will always call it that. But WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Any thoughts going there? And I think you're going to be the championship leader. We'll have to check that all out, but I think you will be.
well, I'll take being the championship leader. Probably it has one of the worst corners in existence for me on that racetrack, and that's the corkscrew. So that won't be fun. Hopefully we just get on the podium. I think that should be the target for next week. There will be some people I think maybe a little bit quicker next week. So that's going to be the target. Get on the podium, and just kind of now that if I have the championship league, kind of maintain that.
Yep.
Podiums help a lot with that. So we'll just try to target that. A podium race will keep the Bills away for sure.
Sounds good. Well, I think the most interesting thing, and as one of the admins of the series, the scariest thing for me is always turn one. And so we knew turn one Indianapolis, we were always worried about that as first race of the season, but then it's turn one at Monza, and now it's going to be turn one, that Andretti hairpin at Laguna Seca. I'm more worried about that than anything. So that should be very interesting. Hope everybody makes it through like they did at Indianapolis. So
we'll just send it like usual. That's all.
I hope not everybody does, but all right, you take care, Nate. But really great victory. You're one of the we quote rookie drivers in this series, and now you're the championship leader, going for both the rookie and the driver championship here. So really great talking to you, and we did those recruitment races, got you in here, and I knew going into this, I talked to Dakota and the other admins, I was like, this Nate guy, I think he's a really good pickup here in the series.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. It's pretty fun here.
You take care.
Thanks, Matt.
Yep. All right, well, that is it for us tonight. Let's go through the final standings here. We had 34 cars. Nate Siefker going to take P1, Caleb Benzie. Armando Edwards not getting an interview tonight, but he could have been here. Could have got that interview. Dan Piazza, P4. So, yeah, that's his first podium here. He ran last season, but first podium. Dan Piazza, heck of a run by Dan. To get back up there. Nearly had the podium starting from the pits. That would have been awesome. Jeff Groff, P5. Julian Altena, winner from last week in P6. Cody Claiborne, P7. Zachary Flom, heck of a run in P8. Hannes Schlegel, P9. David Nunemaker, Evan Zalesnik, Rodrigo Munoz, Gonzalo Munoz. I think they might be related. I'm not 100% sure. Hugo Galez, Connor Baldwin. That's a good run after last week. He had some rough stuff last week. Cristo Valenzuela, P16. Christoph Kresge, P17. Christian Jasper, one of our other admins in the series, P18. Nick Goyette, P19. I think Nick's the honorary Zachary. Alexander Ball, P20. Adam Wright, he was new in the series, P21. Pete Downchak, P22. Dakota Maid, P23. Dory Ricciuti, also really fast. He started from the pits, but had a P2 qual position. Alex Vanessant, tough break. Christian Gritzko, Chris Hill, tough break. Carson Zebart, Jason Fryer, JJ Wang was up to in the top 15 at one point. Finishes P30, and rounding out the field is going to be Gavin Sanders. Man, it's a tough break for him. 2 weeks in a row. We hope to see him back next week at Laguna. Kyle DeMarc, Chris Smorrell, and Zachary Reardon rounds out our field. But let's run our commercial, and we're out of here for the night. This is Precision Racing Instruction Formula Indy Series. Thanks for watching.
Are you suffering from apexitis?
I.
Side effects may include, but are not limited to, winning more races, faster lap times, better car control, better racecraft, finishing on the podium. For faster lap times, ask your doctor today about Prostruction.